Good evening once again, Dave Sclavi. Some may call me Crazy Dave, but here I am. Just got done making some window frames for the K4, and that was the video prior to this one regarding slotting this aluminum to accept the glass. And I employed some what they call Cleco'S to hold the rail at the top here. The other, I'll come a little closer so you can see it. The other bottom half, as I mentioned, is riveted to the two sides, and then this piece is removable, so I can slide the glass in and then replace this and have a couple of flathead set screws on the back. But when I put the glass in, just to talk about that, when I put the glass in, I'm going to use silicone. I'm going to put silicone, clear silicone, in the groove, put the glass in there, and then set it up with a fixture or some kind of a way to suspend the glass right in the middle, so it has silicone completely around on the outside and all on both edges of the glass to kind of cushion it and also seal it in. And when I get that in, then I'll put the piece back on and then wait for it to set up, and then when it sets overnight, trim the excess off, and then it'll be completed. Then I can tape it and paint it, whatever. But so we have 4 of these and 2 of these smaller ones. Now the smaller ones are going to go, and you can see the cab here is going to go in the back here, right there. They're going to set up in there like that. They get fastened in there somehow. I haven't figured that out what to do. And then the other pieces, and that's what I was doing some of the slotting on the bottom, which is now complete. That'll slide back and forth in here on a set of rails that I'm going to put in. But primary purpose of this video tonight is to show and explain what a Cleco is. Well, I knew about Cleco's many years ago. My mom worked at Eastern Aircraft here in Trenton, New Jersey, which was actually the General Motors company. And they made the Avenger bombers, and they also made the Wildcats. You may know about those. And they showed the use of these Cleco's, which holds the sheet metal. They're mostly used in the airplane aviation industry to hold the skin to the ribs and so on. Not unlike doing it to the cab here, building the cab. Very, very similar. They would have ribs inside the wings and do the outer skin, holding it on with the Cleco's. And they work really great. Bob, Bob asked, well, do you need to buy the pliers? Well, yeah, you do, because the way they work is, and I'm going to show you one here. Here's one right here. No, let's see. Right here. I want to take it out. I'll take this one out. And come closer, when you squeeze the pliers, the fingers come out here, and then when you release it, it pushes the center back in, which pushes the outside fingers out and holds it into the hole that you drill. So yeah, you do need these pliers. It's a very one-hand operation. Push it right in. And the pliers are very cheap, $8 or $10. They're not very much. And these are the black ones. They go color code, believe it or not. Black ones are 1/16, and then there's also a black, larger one. I think it's 1/4 inch. I don't have any of those. I really don't have any need for a 1/4 inch rivet. But I have 1/16, 3/32, and occasionally I have I do 1/8, and they come in different colors. 3/32 are silver colored. It worked pretty well on here. These are the long grab ones, so I can grab as much as 1/4 inch with it, which this is. So it worked out pretty good. And just as a side shoot, I made this fixture, which is nothing more than a piece of 1/4 inch steel out of the scrap bin. I welded this triangle on and then milled it square. I had all the edges square, of course, and then milled it square. So now the frame sits in it like this, and I clamp it with a couple of C-clamps, and then had the mill set up and just drill a hole put one rivet in at a time. I have my drill press set up and to chamfer the holes and just go along riveting. It took me a few hours to do it, get them all set and coordinated, and that worked out pretty good. Real simple jig, took me about 10 minutes less to make. That worked out pretty good. But anyhow, here's the cab. This is the back of the cab and the front of the cab with my brass angles connected, and they were beat over or around a piece of steel. I think I have it down here, and let's see. I have a sample someplace here. Let me see. Always make a sample. Make some samples. That way you can't screw up. And you have to anneal it. That's simply just heating it up and quenching it in the water. And then I had this plate set up on a piece of steel on a bench, and I backed it up with this, which is the exact same thickness of the angle legs, and I put that underneath, and so it was underneath there. But I don't know if you can see this, but it's set up so that there's a little bit of a relief there, so that when this goes on, it has a place to set in there. Let me see if I can do it now. There. Okay, so now it sets like this, you see. And this is clamped to the bench, and I fix this end down, and then with a rubber mallet, just beat it around, just keep forming it, and it worked out pretty well. Quite honestly, I tried to make a roller, and I thought I was going to be a smart dude and roll it, and I spent a day and a half making a roller. Didn't work. I tried I tried every aspect of trying to make that work, and it didn't work, so tossed it in the garbage and did it out of jack, beat it around the form, worked great.